What's up, YouTube? Um, just figured I would film an update video. I've been struggling with the channel, just straight up, just gonna say it. It's been very hard to maintain, and I'm gonna go into that. And no, I'm not, trying to set the stage for quitting or anything like that. I love you guys. Yeah, I think I just keep telling myself that I'm gonna improve it, and it's just not happening. So, wanted to give an update, talk more about that, talk about some other things. But first of all, let me give a shout out to some people. These are some recent commenters. Drew's Backyard, Jason Johnson, HVAC. I've seen a lot of comments from him. Everything HVACR, Redditor. Now, I don't know if that's a common username, but I do recognize it. I just don't know if the numbers are the same. This guy here, hello, buddy. I know who you are. I always appreciate your comments. The Dark Scorpion, longtime follower. Anyways, I love these interactions. Tiffers 2.0. Recognize that one. Recognize most of these. Anyways, thank you all for the comments. This one here, that's from the very beginning. This Lord Jashin. I don't know how to say that. I apologize. Anyways, I have loved every minute of doing this YouTube channel. So this channel really launched when I started to get into commercial and just worked my way up relatively quickly. Was really good at what I did, and you all that have been longtime followers know that my kind of specialty was VRF and any kind of like crazy electrical troubleshooting I could get into. And I loved that life. But I also have 4 kids, and my mental health was not doing well at all. I became pretty toxic at home. I posted about this on Patreon, not that you had to be a subscriber to get it, but I have tried to explain some of this background. But I haven't done a video on it, so I wanted to go a little more in depth. Anyways, as a husband and father, 4 kids, I was just really struggling. I wouldn't say that the company that I worked for was bad, and if I was like a single dude, had 1 or 2 kids, man, I'd eat that stuff up. But just where I'm at in life, it became really difficult. I had a lot of stress at work, and I was bringing that stress home because when I love solving complex problems. I just love it. Listen, like my brain feeds on it. you know? Yeah, I feel like I go crazy without it. And so like I needed that. Sorry, I lost an earpiece there. I needed that stimulation, and I thrived on it. And however, it comes at a cost, right? So like if you're an athlete or you're doing anything hard, there's going to be a cost, and it got to be to where doing the thing I love just cost so much that it was taking a toll on my family. I just didn't have the capacity for the kids like I wanted, and so I've been on this journey of improving my mental health. And in the future, I think I want to talk a lot more about that on this channel because it's such a needed thing in the trade, like working class world, but it's just not talked about much. And also, my experience with mental health is that it's hard to get help unless you're already pretty wealthy, right? And my psychiatrist, for example, doesn't even take insurance. Yeah, so it's just interesting. Anyways, that's a tangent I don't want to go down. So I made the decision to quit that job and go into a facilities job. Now this is where I'm taking care of a couple high rises in like a downtown area, chiller systems, which I'll get into that. and then I have another really big commercial building. It's not a high rise, but the square footage is very large. And that building is VRF, and I'm attached to that building, and it's been the subject of a lot of videos. The two chiller buildings are just, I'll be honest, soul sucking. I do not like chillers. I don't like working on them. I don't like water. I'm a refrigerant person all the way. I don't want anything to do with water. I don't care if it is being used in HVAC. I don't like it. So anyways, I've had a lot more capacity for the family. My life outside of work has gotten exponentially better, like fantastic. I got the kids out like a lot this summer. They've been really responding well and thanking me for making the changes, and it's been great. However, it's kind of like I swung from, let's get it framed. Yep, right there. I swung from this extreme over to another extreme. And, I find myself just really bored because it is boring AF. And it's like I'm trying to do all this stuff by myself, and it's a lot of maintenance. It's just a lot of boring shit. If I had someone, I could probably dive into things a little bit more, like really actively work to rebuild some stuff. But see, I can barely keep up just with the routine service calls, because this is like hundreds of VAV units. The controls are a mess. And I've been sorting through that, and I made a lot of improvements, but it's just it's a grind in all the worst ways. But the hours are good, and more regular and stuff like that. Hence the added capacity. I have wanted to film something, way more often than the number of times that I release videos, but I just find like it doesn't work out. I get pulled away, or like I filmed this video and like half the stuff didn't even turn out, and so I've got to go through and see if I can just edit it. I did that recently this week. But it's just a lot of boring shit, I'll be honest. And so I've been struggling with the channel, okay? Just want you to know that straight up. I haven't stopped posting because I'm losing interest in the community or anything like that. I love the community. I am pretty involved on Discord, so if you get on this channel's Discord, which there'll be a link below. All right, I just wanted to show Discord real quick because I like it so much. I don't know if you can see my cursor, but I think you can see the highlights. So over here on the left, we have all these different fun categories that we get into. Just in the general category, we have a pretty good time. One of the guys, R600A, who I've known for a long time, and really appreciate that dude. He's really into fish tanks and stuff, and all kinds of stuff. We've gone back and forth about some interesting HVAC systems. You see, I got a category here called Franken systems. Okay, it's kind of like, if you all have seen the video I have on my oil furnace, it's kind of like that. And just it's fun to share this stuff. Like Mr. Applied here, he's pretty active member. He found this in a disconnect the other day. Just funny stuff, but we have a good time. There's all kinds of different categories. You got categories for memes and different things. So come up here and say hi and introduce yourself and jump on board. But we get into a lot of good discussions. So if you want to connect with the community, that's a great way to do it. I have some ideas, but it's not just that. I struggle with depression pretty bad, and especially like seasonal. and so I've been really good with my family, but where this job is so fucking boring, it's just, when I say soul sucking, it's just soul sucking. I like the technician style of work where you go in and you fix a problem, but you're not responsible for a sum total, like big ol' steaming turd, where you can polish it all day long and it's going nowhere. Like, we all work in these facilities and we know what it's like, and that frustration. But when you're kind of like stuck in a facility like that, it really wears you down, especially when you're by yourself. So it's been wearing me down, and that kind of takes away my energy, and I'm not getting into as many situations that are provoking my creativity. So what am I doing about that? I am looking into job opportunities. I've been looking at possibly getting into controls. I do love VRF. I really do, but it's a field you kind of have to grind in. Like, I find that it's really common in nursing homes and healthcare facilities and all that kind of stuff. And oh man, so you're almost taking the worst of residential, which is, having a bunch of people in individual housing complaining about, it being 72 instead of 70. So you're taking the worst of residential and you're combining it with commercial. I do love the equipment, but I don't know how to get into a position like that wouldn't be a grind. I mean, I have a great opportunity and I want to get this guy on to do a podcast. I've been in touch with him. He said he'll do it, but he's just busy, But this is like one of the number one Daikin VRV guys in the world. And I'm not joking about that. He sits on a panel. It's like him and 5 other techs, and they go back and forth with the engineers to work out like the new products. Dude is crazy brilliant. He started on this stuff when it like first came out, when no one knew how to work on it. I'm not even sure they had the service manuals that they do now. So anyways, like I have an opportunity like that, but it requires, I know that it requires quite a bit of traveling, and I just don't know if I can do that to my family right now. My kids are young. My 4th kid he's a brilliant kid, and as such, he has some special needs, and so I've had to, accommodate those and really support my wife. So anyways, I've been thinking through all that. I kind of want to get into controls. I've been thinking a lot about that, and I might have an opportunity to do that. But just know that I'm being patient. I'm actually, I'm working through all this stuff in therapy. So just know that I'm not just shooting from the hip or anything like that. I've been working through a lot, and that's always been, I think, a big value of mine. I've always been highly spiritual, hence the whole category of videos that I have, like the dive series. So that's a major interest and passion of mine. I've been working on filming some more things related to that, so I might, go ahead and start releasing that stuff. But I am hoping to get a job that's more conducive with content. And to be honest, if I can just get a job that's more mentally stimulating, the content's there. But yeah, I've just been struggling, and I gotta apologize for the background and the hoodie and everything. I'm down in my basement, and yes, I should put a mini split down here, but do I have the motivation to? No, I do not. Not at the moment. So anyways, just quick channel update. I'd love to hear from you all. I read every single comment, every single one. So if you want to reach out, I try to check Discord on a regular basis. So if you want to get on there, and you know, I feel like a lot of people in the trade world aren't really that familiar with Discord. It's kind of like a nerdy gamers platform. No offense, but it's a great platform. You know, it's like an open source free forum platform, really. You know, so I create all the categories, and there's just like these thread discussions. It's kind of like Reddit, but in my opinion, a little bit cleaner. I mean, you can do video calls through it and all kinds of stuff. So that's been a great that's been a great outlet as well. So please check that out. Anyways, let me know if you all need anything. I've been working on some stuff. I've had a lot of setbacks. Man, I don't know why. It just feels like I'm paddling upstream lately. But again, I think it's just part of this kind of transition season I'm in. I don't think I'm going to stay here. I think it was just kind of where I needed to move to so I could get to where I need to go next. But anyways, very long-winded update there. But love you guys, and hope to be seeing you on future videos.